Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dipping in. If you're new here, you are so welcome in this space. Uh, I'm going to get right to it, y'all. It's crazy out there. We all know that. I want to bring some remedy, a little bit of energetic remedy. I have been given a heads up about a time period in the next couple of calendar days. Here at the lair, it is the 19th of January, 2026, and we're wanting to kind of calibrate the energetics around the 23rd, and I don't actually know why. I will do my homework after this video, but a lot of pings have been coming in about that date and a lot of references. I don't spend a lot of time on long form content. I skip a lot because I run all day long to get my stuff in. But there have been a lot of references to this date, the 23rd, so we're going to look into that. I did bring the grace cards with me for this. I've also got the Power of the Elements Oracle deck. I got the Light Seers Tarot deck. I've got the Wild Mystic Animal deck. So we'll start with the grace card deck. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and let's just see what the grace cards give us about the next, several days. Uh, what I'm trying to figure out is how we can move through these energetics, these motions, uh, with a little bit of grace, a little bit of dexterity, some efficiency, and not get hung in, snagged by it's pretty caustic energy out there. I mean, we've got a lot of celestial support, but we also have a myriad of placements astrologically, astronomically that we've never been through. There are some that have never happened in our lifetimes, and there's some that haven't happened in hundreds of years, which would be our lifetimes. Okay, so this is strength, strength. Okay, well, we all know right about now we need some strength, right? Okay, face your fear. Every challenge is a blessing in disguise, a gift that makes us stronger, more conscious, and ultimately more alive. I love this. Is my "if it doesn't kill you, you're good" card. Um, but truthfully, look, I was reading earlier, and the first card I got out of this deck was relax. Everything is happening as it should. And as much as that might not make any sense to us, we have to settle into um, a little bit of a sense of acquiescence right now. Because pushing back energetically right now, yeah, no, it's not going to be good for your body, and it's going to be an exercise in futility, which will cause frustration. So you don't need to do that. So right now, just hold on. Hold on. Remember, everything is unfolding exactly as it was set up to, or it wouldn't, you know? And grab hold of that pragmatism. Pragmatism is like the big rock in the middle of the rushing river. Grab onto that for a minute. If you need to stop the flow, if you need to get out of the rush of the drama right now, do that. Grab your strength, hold yourself together, and grab onto your pragmatic side to anchor you. Okay? And for me, it used to piss me off when people would say, well, it is what it is. But the truth is, it is what it is. Okay? All right, and at the bottom of the deck, keep your eyes open. When we decide to live a more conscious life, we see signs of grace everywhere. Awaken. I know that's a very charged word, which is ridiculous. Okay? All this really means is as you go about your busy day, try and stay present and accounted for, because there are symbols, there are things that only occur to you that Source will set up for you to give you guidance, to corroborate things that you're thinking of, or to dispel some notion that you've picked up along the way that may not be serving you. This is a big deal. It's not like come to consciousness, be woke, do this, do that. It's not about that. It's about, hey, each moment counts. Spirit is reaching out to us every second of the day, especially when we have worries, especially when we have concerns, especially when our mind is going a million miles an hour. Okay? So this is the one thing you can do for yourself, no matter what you have to do in your day. Just take a little more time with it. Be a little more purposeful in your moments. You know, if you feel a rush of cool wind on a hot day, take that moment to absorb it, look around and see what messages there are in that instance. because the power is in now, always. Okay, so we got the strength and the awaken card that was at the bottom of the deck. Those were the grace cards. Ooh, and I love the grace cards. These, they don't make them anymore. I'd buy a new deck. These are so beat up. Okay, now I would really like to just look at tarot, if you don't mind. I'm just going to pull. This has been pre-shuffled, this gigantar deck, Light Seer people. It's got the same number of cards in it. I don't get it. I honestly don't. It defies my, yeah, okay. So let's get a card. Let's get a Light Seer's tarot card and just see the nature of this time period. Like, you know, I guess I'm reading a weekly. It's a moon day here. It's a Monday here on the 19th. So I guess we are looking through this week. So it's an inadvertent weekly reading. Let's just see what's going on. Strength, awaken to your day. Let the little things come in. You know, if you oh, okay, you can't make that up. One more on the strength. Okay, we got two strength cards. This is an easy reading. Buck up, buttercup, gotta go. And I used to hate that saying too. It used to make me so mad. Buck up, buttercup. Now I go, buck up, buttercup to myself. Alright, I guess that's it, girls and boys. That's beautiful. Y'all, speaking of taking care of yourself, look, figure out how to enjoy your day in some way, okay? The Emperor, take control. All right, so we didn't get another card out of the Light Seers Tarot deck, but look what we got, y'all. You can't make it up. Ooh. Okay, strength. Strength, strength, strength. I'll look this one up. It is number 8, which is the life path number. Okay, this is all about you guys. Okay, don't forget that. This is not about looking at your neighbor and saying you're not doing enough for the cause, or you talk too much, or your dog is too loud. This is about, hey, right now, everybody individually, I'm telling y'all, the messages have been so clear for the last year. Focus on thyself. That's what. Okay, that was a micro lecture. You got off easy. Okay, strength. I deliberately bring my compassion and strength forward and use them for good. Yeah, don't use it for the evil thing. It won't turn out well. Courage, calmness, relax. Everything is happening as it should be. Quiet strength, influence, graceful leadership for yourself, for your inner world, for the stuff that comes in, and that stuff that you digest. That 5 hours you spent watching the news. Okay? I've got an analogy for this, okay? Treat the news like a snack. You don't sit there all day and eat the endless bag of popcorn. Well, I'm really hoping you don't do that, okay? Treat it as a snack. Go into the kitchen, get a snack, eat it, be done with it, and get back to work. The same thing with this news thing, okay? Check in. Satiate your curiosity if you need to. And I need to, you know, we want to know. We want to know what's going on. But it gets a little too creepy, okay, when we lean in so hard that that's all we've got, and when we leave that source, news source, we're still carrying it with us, okay? That means you've eaten too much, and there ain't an antacid for that, okay? You can't, yeah, no. Okay, so don't do it in the first place. Don't overload your system with something that doesn't feel good, okay? Do not eat the whole bag of Oreos. Might taste good, but it really won't turn out well, all right? Compassion and animal instinct. I love that part. Okay, go for broke on what makes you feel good right now. We really need that. And I know it seems counterintuitive, but look, you got to separate yourself, okay? You got to do it, or you're going to get caught in the swirl and down you go. Now, I'm not saying that. Look, another spirit message came in, I think it was yesterday, it could have been this morning, and it was when I was reading comments on another video, but it was about how, please don't try and shame somebody else for not doing something that you think they should be doing right now. Focus on yourself. We all have our role, our individual assignment as a toi, um, for all of the drama that's happening right now. And it's not going to be the same as your neighbors. It's not going to be the same as your sisters. It's not going to be the same as anybody else. Your set of energetics is responding how your set of energetics is going to respond. And you need to deal with that specifically, okay? If you lump yourself in with everything, or if you go around demanding that other people do this or that, not everybody right now is meant to be in the street protesting, and not everybody is meant to carry the torch of joy. But somebody's got to carry the light in the collective darkness, okay? And that's exactly what's happening right now. There are going to be people dispatched to do just that. I feel like I'm one of those. Then there are other people who are dispatched to actually be a part of the physical demonstrations, the physical movement, the physical change in this world. Okay, we all are going to have to listen to our inner compass. We're going to have to trust our intuition. We're going to have to go with those passions, those instincts, those gut instincts, animal instincts, and feed yourself what feels nourishing in some way. If it makes you feel strong, well, okay. I'm going with joy, because the only way to bring about a joyous situation or solution is to lean into joy. You can't possibly be zeroed in on all of the drama, the chaos, the fear, the loathing, the violence and all of that and bring about joy, because I don't want all that. So the last thing I'm going to be doing is focusing on that. However, there again are going to be people on the planet who have been placed in that position on purpose. Okay? So this is a judge not situation. Okay? It's imperative that we all look at our own lives and start knitting together our own little plan of strength. Okay? Clearly. And endless hours watching media and seeing things unfold does not make us feel strong in any way. It makes us feel weak and fearful and ineffectual. Okay? That's not a place of power. That's a place of need. And right now you got to discern. I know, you gotta, but you kind of gotta. Okay. All right, I'm going to tell a little story with the animal kingdom here. This is and these have been pre-shuffled, as always. This is shoot, no, I forget. This is the second time I forgot, so I'm not going to badger myself with it. It's something like the mystic animal, okay. I will apologize to them in writing later for not remembering. Wild mystic animal. So, something like that. All right, I feel the story. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. Hello, kitty, confidence. If watching people be violent in the street gives you confidence, well, knock yourself out. Okay. For me, confidence comes from accomplishing things, getting things done. Confidence for me is different than that. It's going to be different for everyone. But confidence is your under the deck. That is pervasive. Okay, so now, trick. I got the Seven of Swords a while ago, which is my favorite card in the tarot deck, which means you may have to run an end. You may not be able to get to where you want to be the prescribed, the hierophantic way. The stuff that's been set in stone might not serve your purpose. The bridge might be out. You might have to figure out another way. Grab a jetpack. I don't know. Joy. The most nourishing set of energetics you could possibly have is joy and everything connected with joy. Just remember that. That's how you create a better future. Grow. Be willing to grow and know it's not always easy and it's not always comfortable. Protect. Protect your own energy. Don't allow all of that outside drama to come and usurp your own energetics, because you cannot control, you cannot construct, you cannot forge, you can't do really anything if you don't protect your own energy and your attention. That's primary. It's sacred. Protect your sacred right to joy. and it will transform your world. If you don't like what you're seeing, transform it by seeing something else, purposefully viewing something else, purposefully putting something else in your energetics, in your mind. And that is using cunning. That is the Seven of Swords energy. That is the trickster energy. I don't have to do what you're doing. I'm going to accomplish something on my own, in my own way. And this creates a rebirth for you, which is what we're all going through. And you can either have those birth pains or you can just slide on out. Okay, I'm sure Mother Earth would rather us just slide on out and take care of yourself. It's very important right now to take care of you. When you take care of you, you can be an asset to the collective, and that's what we need right now. Try not to feed the machine. Create something in your own world. Create an end run. Create a new scene. Create a way for yourself. And what I love also that a lot of people don't love is the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles it out by looking at what you have, valuing what you have, but not to the point of, grabbing hold of it, but to the point of being able to grab hold of it and spin it into something else. Okay? And this will be a provision for you. This will provide what you actually need. One more. Believe in yourself. I love him, the jackalope. Believe in yourself, believe in your journey, believe in your place in this world, because if you weren't meant to be here, you would not be here. Okay, I said one more, but trust. 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 Tap into your intuition and trust your journey. You're here on purpose. We're all here on purpose, and yes, you probably are thinking, why? I don't know. I don't know why we chose to be here, but we did. So we are here. We're going to make the best of it. We're going to Four Pentacle it out. We're going to look at what we have, love what we have, want to hold on to it, but understand that it's actually meant to be transmuted into something bigger and more powerful. Okay? And that's like the systems in our society. That's everything. Everything that we've accumulated right now wants to be spun out into something else. If we grab hold of it and we want to clutch onto it, it's going to be painful. All right, this is the Power of the Elements Oracle deck. At the bottom of the deck, make time, breathe with the green spaces around you, and this is changing my world right now. I have a tiny strip of area outside of my slider here. I call it my lanai, even though it's just a slab of concrete. It's a lanai because I'm on Kauai, okay? And I've provided it with plant life and a sunbrella and crystals and a little fan and a bird feeder, and it makes me feel what? Joyous. So, give yourself some joy. Allow yourself to love, allow yourself to feel good, allow yourself some joy. It's the key to everything right now. And again, I know it sounds counterintuitive. There's so much shit going on in the world. How am I supposed to do that? We'll just do it. Well, this is the second creation card we got. Believe in your creations. Believe in yourself. You're here on purpose. And in one way or another, we are all being called to duty right now. Okay? And the first line of defense is to make sure that you're okay. Figure it out. Get pragmatic. Understand that all of this is happening as it should, and the things that you cannot do anything about, don't worry about them, because worrying about them is going to compound them. Okay? Now, the number on this card is 37, which is 10. Yeah, that's where we're at, baby. We're changing cycles. I'm telling you, you're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to go with it. You're going to have to go with the flow, or it's going to be very painful, okay? Now, I've already covered that subject, but I might have to cover it a couple more times. It's time to start something new. And that doesn't mean throw everything out, throw all of the stuff out, all of the things that you've done in your life out, all the dogma that you've accepted. It doesn't mean trash everything. But it does mean assess and reorder, recalibrate, and be ready. And you're like, be ready for what? Because the world is going to end. And be ready to accept the love and the newness and the fresh paint. I know it's difficult to change. It's difficult. I mean, we hang on to situations that are killing us sometimes. We identify with our disease, you know, we won't break away from an abusive relationship. We spend all our money even though we know we should save some. We're trying to lose weight, but we eat 3 extra cookies at night, okay? It's like, stop battling yourself and be ready to make those changes. Because if you do, it's going to be huge for you. It's going to be huge for you, okay? Just remember what you have everything you need. You have everything you need. And all you got to do is pay attention. Keep your eyes open. When we decide to live a more purposeful, conscious life, we see signs of grace everywhere. And when you see signs of grace, that gives you strength. You remember you're not alone. You feel those coincidences. You just have a smile on your face and you're like, man, as hard as I wanted to be in a bad mood right now, I can't. I just saw a feather fall on my nose. Whatever it is. Accept the love because it's everywhere right now. The machine doesn't want you to feel that. The machine doesn't want you to see that because you're more malleable and operational to that negative machine if you're fearful. If you're spending a lot of your waking time consuming what they're feeding you. And you don't have to. Okay? That's the bottom line. Connect with your inner core. Connect with your strength. Be the emperor in your world. Take charge of your deal. Try not to judge anybody else for how they're dealing with all of the chaos and be one with yourself. And when you do that, you are providing the best energetic expression you could possibly make in this world right now. And it will ultimately be absolutely for your best evolution on this planet. Okay? You matter. You're important. You're supposed to be here. So get to it. Well, I hope this mic picked up. The last one didn't, so I thought I'd come on again, and it was a completely different message, so I'm glad I did. Thank you for being here. Y'all share the video if you care to. If you got anything from this video, it really helps if you hit the like button and think about subscribing. That'd be great, okay? I'll see you very soon.